Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about some new PlayStation news. It's more of a rumor more than anything else, coming from Jez, who has proven himself in the past before, so that's why I'm going to talk about it today. But it's in regards to Metal Gear Solid and other Konami IP that are coming out that are likely going to be exclusive according to him. Now, before we jump into all of this greatness, please show your support by liking the video, subscribe if you're new, and share the video if you find it informative. Now let's talk about this, and there's quite a few things here. Number one, Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake being talked about and possibly showing up at the PlayStation Showcase. Now this is not 100% sure. They talk about saying they think, or their source thinks. So it's one of those things where people are clearly going to say, oh yeah, you know, saying you think, then it kind of alleviates the pressures and making sure that you're 100% accurate on that. So that is going to happen, of course, with anybody who says, I think about a source, or I'm not 100% sure. Right away, it usually gets dismissed as a pretty heavy rumor. But where it gets interesting is Jez says, "It just heard Sony landed a deal with Konami for Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and maybe even a new Castlevania." So we are seeing Sony prove that they don't need to buy the publisher. They don't need to buy the studios. They are able to achieve exclusivity without that. And we're going to see that with Silent Hill, as we already know that there are exclusive Silent Hill titles, Metal Gear, and possibly even Castlevania. So this is another big landing for PlayStation and Sony, right? And that's basically the rumor. That's the rumor right there. If that's what you came for, there you go. That's the rumor. But I want to talk and elaborate on this a little bit, give you my thoughts on it, which is, this is pretty crazy. Sony is out here getting third-party exclusives like it's nothing, and it's easy for them. And I think it does attest to their fan base and their pull and their weight in the market. So they are able to land these exclusive deals because they know they're going to sell really well on their platform. And I mean, there were rumors, you know, with Konami being bought out and stuff like that. I always thought it was a little bit far-fetched, just didn't make sense because of everything else that comes with their business. But it being a Silent Hill exclusive, Metal Gear exclusive, Castlevania exclusive, that's pretty massive. If this is all true, of course. So this is under the guise that it is all true, right? We don't know for a fact. But if we assume that this is true, this is a massive W for PlayStation and Sony, and obviously for the people who have invested in that platform. So this is something major in a lot of ways, and I know some people might disagree with that, and if you do, please let me know in the comments. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that while Microsoft is out here buying publishers, and that is their thing, is spending lots of money, Sony seems to have landed a perfect balance with paying for exclusivity, sometimes co-developing these games, sometimes helping fund these games, which is the perfect balance without disrupting the flow of the industry in a major way by purchasing up, you know, studios and publishers where it doesn't really make sense or makes a huge impact and brings them a lot of attention. So the way they're approaching this and the way they're executing their plans, I think, is a lot more practical, a lot more financially savvy. I think there's a lot more positivity to them doing it this way. Now, I know there are going to be the comments of how can it be a good thing to hold back games from other platforms? Well, this is the games industry. This has been a part of the games industry forever. This is nothing new. So why would you expect this to change at this point? You shouldn't expect it to change. You should expect it to become even more competitive and more exclusivity, because that's what the industry is becoming. It's becoming bigger. It's expanding. So companies are going to want to have more reason for people to come to their platform. PlayStation is not playing games. They want all the best exclusives on their platform because they know that drives sales, that drives attention, and it is one of their biggest sectors of the Sony business. So it makes a lot of sense for them to put a lot of money in this. So while this is a rumor, it's important to remember that this is a very smart move if true. I think it's plausible. I wouldn't be surprised if this was true. You know, they have been partners with Konami many times. You think about Metal Gear, you think about Silent Hill, you think about like many projects that they have had with Konami or exclusivity that they've had with Konami. It just shows that this isn't necessarily a new thing. Now, granted, things like MGS 4 were exclusive by choice. Sony didn't even pay for it, and I think this was revealed by Kojima not long ago. So it's one of those things that people just like working with Sony. That's something they like, and there's got to be a reason behind why they enjoy it, to the point that not everything is an exclusive agreement, but I think in this case, it likely is an exclusive agreement. I think there likely is some sort of exclusivity agreement between Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and possibly Castlevania. I think some games there is, and some games it just makes more sense to only publish for one platform if that's where all your sales are going to come from, or like the heavy bulk majority of your sales. Now, I won't drone on too much longer about this. I think I really covered every point that I wanted to cover. So I'm going to pass this on to you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share all your thoughts and we'll discuss in the comments. If you agree, disagree, I'd love to hear it regardless. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Share it with a friend if you found it informative, and subscribe if you're new. You can always follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.